Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving my review for Rip in Time. This is a 2022 Hallmark Movies mystery one, directed by Jessica Harmon, starring Torrey DeVito and Nell Matter. I hope I say his name right. When organic farmer Sarah meets a man who claims to be from 1787, she soon discovers old-fashioned romantic feelings uh, that may be crazy as his history. So it's her son, and her dad. They own this or run this organic farm, and you see the son ends up walking out and finding uh, a man in the barn eating a raw radish, I believe it was, and he's long hair, long beard, period piece clothes from his time period. Runs in and gets his mom, tells him that there's a homeless man out in the barn. They go, they see him, they think he's a veteran with PTSD, and but they um, bring him in, they feed him, they end up calling the cop, this cop friend that she knows. He ends up taking him in, fingerprinting him. They try to figure out who he is. They send him to a hospital. He ends up leaving the hospital because he said, it was so funny. He said, he's he's like, they told me that I needed to rest, and when I was trying to sleep, they came in every 2 hours, asked me if I was asleep. He said that's not. He said that I didn't get no rest, something to that effect, and I just laughed.
How accurate is that though?
I
Especially after
know.
you have a baby.
He's like, I couldn't get no rest, and coming in every 2 hours, waking me up, asking me if I was sleeping. Um, but so he ends up back on her farm, and when he comes looking for him, the cop comes looking for him. She says, "No, we're gonna let him stay here. We're gonna try to get him help, all this kind of stuff." He ends up like helping around the farm, kind of being their farm hand. Um, he ends up he kind of has amnesia in a way, so he has to have things kind of jog his memory. Um, and when he finally sees the the farmhand house, he realizes that was his house, and it shoots back all his memories. And you find out why he's there. There was like this cave that he went into, and there was some kind of like something in the cave that when the lightning storm happened, it activated and it opened up a wormhole, and he got shot to our time, to 2022, and ended up coming out of the cave and wandering back to his home, which is now her home, and um, or her land, anyways. And um, he says his name is Rip. We find out, his name is Rip, and that his father basically is Rip Van Winkle. And they show him the story that we know, and he, um, but this movie, I really enjoyed this movie a lot. Um, I thought the chemistry between him and uh, Sarah, right? I'm over here. Yeah, Sarah, between Rip and Sarah was great. I love the little comedic aspects throughout in this one. I thought it worked out really well. I thought the kiss at the end was good. I was perfectly fine how they did the time travel aspect of it. Um, my only complaint, I have one, and it's very minor. the cop is basically her side love interest, and he ends up basically telling Rip he needs to leave, that he isn't welcomed there in his town, basically. So Rip goes to transport himself back because there's this big storm coming, and she convinces him to stay. Which, of course, he said if he stays, would he do? She'd have to do the honor of marrying him. And she says, "Well, we can't get married, but we can go on a couple of dates first." And so he ends up staying. My only issue is they don't really resolve. They don't really bring closure to second to the police officer story. It kind of just
sort of stops.
Yeah, it just sort of stops.
To me, when it just stops, it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, to me, there needed to be some kind of a closure there. I felt like she should have confronted him and said, I heard what you did, blah 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 blah, something to those effects, but they just didn't do that. And to me, that was the only flaw this movie really had. Other than that, everything was great. Cinematography, chemistry, kiss, everything else worked perfect. Just that small detail was the only thing missing. So I ended up giving this a 4.5 out of 5. Um, I'm glad that I had watched it finally. I know I know when we was watching it, she was confused because she thought it was new, and then she realized she saw the trailer for "Color My World with Love" or something. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, this was from like back in July or something. I was like, this is new, but not that new. Because I've been trying to play catch up on some of the ones I missed. Uh, but if this does get a release, which I would assume it probably will, I will pick it up. I'm hoping it's in a double or triple feature set. That way, because I love double and triple feature sets. It saves so much space, and I feel like I get more for my money. So, but I will definitely be picking this up um, when and if it does release, or if and when it does release. So that's everything for my review for Rip in Time. So please come like and subscribe, hit the bell to be notified for our videos, and we'll see you all in the next one.